All right, what's up everyone? Duquesne23 here, and there is one major problem that I have with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2's editor, and it is kind of disappointing because it hinders creativity, but at the same time, the editor is amazing, so don't get me wrong about that. So last night was the first time I tried Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Of course, not originally. I played the original ones, but you know, this new remastered version, it was the first time that I've tried it, and besides the warehouse demo that you got for pre-ordering the game. Now, I love the game. I think the game is fantastic. I even jumped into the editor last night to be able to try it out and just see what it was. I didn't expect too much. I expected, you know, you have a bunch of different objects, a bunch of different types of ramps, like, you know, and everything. You can have like all the half pipes, quarter pipes, you know, kickers and, you know, rails and everything like that. I expected all that type of stuff that you could just throw out onto the map and everything. I never really looked too much into the editor to look at what you can actually do, but they actually have scalable object, or I guess I forget exactly what they call it. I guess dynamic objects, maybe is that's what they call it. I can't remember. But basically, you can place down certain objects and you can pull one edge of the object to expand farther and farther and to change. And that is incredible. That's something that can make your maps extremely unique. And so you don't have just the same stuff over and over. You can actually stretch and expand, you know, different types of ramps and rails and stairs and walls and just all this different types of stuff. You can stretch it any direction, any like weird way you want. People have already had some very strange maps already uploaded onto the editor. So it's really cool that that is able to be done. You can also put materials on walls and everything, so you can have different types of materials. So if you want to build a giant brick building, you can put that material and you could still expand and stretch different objects, and so the materials will also go with it, so it looks, you know, normal and everything. So it's really cool what they're able to do with this editor. I think it's a fantastic editor. There's one big problem though I have with it, and it's a pretty big one, at least in my personal opinion, is that there's certain objects that are locked behind a paywall. Now, this isn't a paywall of you got to pay real money to be able to get these objects. You have to pay in-game money that you earn while playing to be able to get these objects. And another problem, it's not just like, oh, all these are unlocked. You just got to earn some in-game money to be able to purchase all these items. That wouldn't have been as big of a deal. I wouldn't have still liked it that much, because I don't think any content in an editor should ever be locked, because it hinders creativity. So people can't just make their maps as good as they possibly can. They have to actually go, you know, unlock these objects to be able to actually be able to use them in the editor, and I don't like that at all. But the biggest problem isn't just you have to buy the objects. If they're all unlocked and you just got to buy them, that's not really that big of a deal. Just because you can earn enough money to be able to buy these objects, and it shouldn't take too long to be able to do that. And you can go through and just buy whichever objects you actually want to use on your map. But now, unfortunately though, they're also locked behind a level gate. So basically, I spent 2 hours last night playing. I'm not the greatest Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I haven't played it in years and years, so I had to refresh my skills and my memory and everything about how to play this game. But it took me about, I think I was playing for about an hour and a half to 2 hours last night. I think an hour and a half of the actual like single player campaign, you know, the typical Tony Hawk Pro Skater style stuff, where you collect skate, you know, do high score stuffs and everything like that. I think I played that for about an hour and a half. I got up to level 6 in an hour and a half. Some of these objects that are very cool objects, like there's one ramp that jumps over a plane. Some of these objects are locked at like level 90. So I took an hour and a half to get to level 6. Now, I'm sure I could have, if I was better, I could have unlocked more levels and everything, but still, the point is that there's some cool objects that are locked behind level 90 and level 100. That's the max. And then you also have to purchase them with in-game money to be able to actually use them in your maps. I think this is a big mistake, and hopefully they change this. It's a massive mistake, because I don't want to have to take the time. I'm a level creator. I love, you know, using in-game level editors to be able to make maps. Like in Far Cry and Halo, Gears of War had so much potential, but unfortunately it just didn't turn out very well. But Dirt 5, you know, I have access to that. If you want to see those videos, that you could click on some previous stuff. Dirt 5 has a level editor, and it is pretty cool. It has some issues, of course, for the first level editor especially, but it is definitely a really cool editor. And so I like editing, you know, and making maps in games. I think it's really cool to, you know, have that in games so you can provide more and more content for people over time. But unfortunately, they seem to, in this Tony Hawk game, they seem to want to lock all their, or at least a lot of like really cool items behind a level, and also you have to purchase it with in-game money. And that is a massive problem. You don't want to do that. It hinders creativity, and it makes people who don't normally want to play the single player, like, or the normal game very much, they just want to go in and make levels. Because there's people in Halo that just like to make levels, don't like to play multiplayer really at all. I still play multiplayer in Halo, but I mainly forge in Halo. And same thing with Far Cry. I still play through the campaign, but I also really love the editor in Far Cry. And the same thing with Dirt 5 that's going to be coming out. I'm going to be using the editor a lot. So this is just something that, you know, is really disappointing, the fact that they would lock objects behind, you know, a level, or, you know, purchasing it with in-game money. And it's kind of one of those things. I get it, not all the objects are locked. There's still tons of objects that you can use normally, but just the fact that there are some cool objects like the ramp jumping over a plane, and there's some just other, I keep bringing up that one because that's a really interesting and unique object that you can have. And I already purchased the loop that was on there. I had to, you know, use, I think it was $100 to be able to buy the loop. All of them are $100, so you do have to earn quite a bit of money in the single player, or in, I guess, the main game, doing challenges and things like that, to be able to actually get money to be able to unlock all this stuff. So it's just one of those things where I wish they wouldn't have done this. This just hinders creativity, and I just wanted to make this video, talk about it. Hopefully a developer or someone will see this and maybe rethink this and change their mind, because it really does. Maybe at least change it to where it's not level gated. You know, make it to where you could be any level, you just have to at least buy them. If they don't want to completely change the system, make it to where you at least have to buy them with money, you know, like in-game money, but they're not locked behind a level. So that way, if I want to get that plane thing, I can just get it right away. If I want to use it on one of my maps right away, I just have to go, you know, purchase it for $100 in-game money, and then, you know, I will be able to use it. So hopefully they change some of that stuff, because I think it really hinders creativity. But I just want to make this video about this. I thought it, you know, the editor was amazing. You can definitely expect some content here with the editor, and also you can expect some content with some other people's, you know, maps that I will be just kind of having fun and showcasing a little bit on here. So thank you everyone for coming out for this video. I hope y'all understood exactly what I was trying to say here. And if y'all do have some comments, you know, what are your thoughts about all this? You know, leave a comment down below. If you want to be able to watch me stream, and, you know, as Tony Hawk makes some new skate parks and everything, and also just stream a bunch of other games, be sure to go check out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Ducane23. I'm live every single day around 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and sometimes at night. That's just random. At night, around like 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, if I just feel like streaming. Problem is the kids have school, so I gotta wake up early, and so I don't necessarily always stream late at night. So thank you everyone for coming out, appreciate it. Subscribe for more custom map content, and I will see y'all in the next video.